Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hello. Guess what we're going to do
Golly.
today?
We're shipbreaking.
I'm
Well,
not.
you're shipbreaking, I'm watching.
You're talking ship. We're going to take down a. When it lets me, we're going to take down a heavy cargo mackerel. This
Okay.
black
Is
one.
that like the second biggest one then?
No, God no. This is the third smallest according to the. Thing. So I think we'll only get the one done tonight.
That's alright.
I'm conscious about
I've been
time.
enjoying these videos. It's the sort of thing you can just stick it on and sort of watch.
Absolutely. Or listen to an audiobook. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Which is how I got through so many audiobooks in that short period of time. I'm going to leave you to direct the conversation for the most part for this one.
Okay.
And I'll
I do have some topics. Now, do you want to do the big topic first?
Which one's the big one?
Post office.
Oh, yes, this was on my list, so thank you for taking that from me.
Sorry.
Is it the fact that the CBE is being given back?
Well, there's been an awful lot of action in the last week.
Yeah,
now,
funny.
we talked about this briefly. There was an ITV drama. Did you watch it?
No, still not.
Oh, right. Well, I've heard good things about it, and it was very popular. And the government has now acted. I think everybody's been pardoned.
No.
Well,
They need to sign a thing.
Yeah, they're working towards getting all the charges dropped or something, expunged, something like that.
I think that is the wording, or some of the wording that has been used.
Well, it's different wording, but it's basically the same thing.
Exonerated, I think, is the...
Exonerated, yeah. And there's talk of compensation.
There's been talk of that for a while, though, to be fair.
Yeah, and not just that, as you quite rightly mentioned, the head of the post office at the time received a CBE. There has been a petition that I think got over 2 million names on it. Last I saw, 1 million, basically calling for this woman to lose her CBE,
which she should never have had in the first place.
And there's going to be an inquiry
about her.
Well, there CBE, is currently an inquiry about the post office scandal.
Yeah,
I haven't been keeping up with it, but one of the people on it said that their head of security or something said they didn't know much about technology. Also, there was a bonus culture.
He was an investigator that was investigating the allegations about certain people.
Yes.
And he was not technically minded, which absolutely means that he should have been ruled out straight away from in any way investigating whether a piece of fucking software was working properly.
Well, he said there was a bonus culture, and basically you got paid more for every guilty verdict or whatever. Every person
every person whose life you ruin.
Yes, you got a bonus.
Gordon Gecko would be pleased.
I mean, I first read about this in a conspiracy book. Not that long ago, actually, like a couple of months ago, I read this.
Oh, is this was this a conspiracy book we talked about?
Yeah, the one that mentioned that there might have been another Yorkshire Ripper.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the gist is that the post office brought in this new piece of software, and there was a fuck up, and it reported losses, and the post office assumed that a bunch of postmasters were nipping money from the till.
Which is, at first, to be fair, a reasonable assumption.
Yeah, but you look into it. I mean, people went to prison, people lost their livelihoods, there were a few suicides. Like, this ruined people's lives.
Someone had a stroke because of the stress?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't something I had ever heard of until then, which was surprising because it's kind of a huge fucking scandal. And
until when?
It's only now. Sorry?
Until when? When did you hear about it?
A few months ago.
Oh, okay. I see. I heard about it a few years back.
Well, I only heard about it in that book I read.
Oh, okay.
Did it say that?
I'm just clarifying that that's what you meant, because it wasn't entirely clear from what you were saying.
Well, yes, and I think it's important to note that there's really only one reason why the government is acting.
It's because everyone suddenly gives a shit.
Yes, one, it's become quite the cause celeb, but I think the more important reason is because this is the government that desperately needs any win it can get.
To be fair,
Um,
yeah,
they are clutching at straws.
they
They
are
are on it.
slinging mud at everyone
This,
they can.
this is something they could, potentially use to rally support or to look like the good guys,
Which for them is very difficult.
even though they did fuck all about it for the longest time. They didn't give a shit. It's not like people weren't talking about this. I mean, I wasn't because I didn't know, but I saw a clip on Twitter of Ian Hislop on Preston,
Yes,
and he was sort of ripping into an MP over it, and because Private Eye, they covered the scandal pretty. But it's an awful thing to happen. It's a hugely awful thing to happen.
well, they say it's the
Lives were
biggest
ruined.
miscarriage of justice, don't they, in the British history or something like that?
Yes, it's a huge miscarriage of justice, and the post office covered it up. They spent a fortune on this technology, which is it costs an awful lot to develop this, and it takes an awful lot of time. So if they got rid of it, it causes all sorts of problems for them. But it was easier for them to sort of blame the postmasters.
That it was. We need to work out how we're going to get all the air out of here without decompressurizing it violently.
Suck it.
We don't want explosive decompression because it could cause us problems down the line. So we're going to see if we can find a thing which will vent the air for us. But the trouble is, every time I find one of those things, it only vents a little bit of a ship, and then I end up having an explosive decompression situation anyway.
I did see that one of the senior people at the post office said they'd only testify at the inquiry if they got immunity.
Oh. Well, that says a lot, doesn't it? More than anyone wants it to say.
Yeah, it's... I mean...
Oh, I think I've got rid of all the air.
Oh, well done.
Thank you. I didn't know I could do it like that.
I mean, the TV programme really had quite an impact.
Oh, all the air apart from the airlock.
But I'd say, I don't think that TV programme had come out, in 2012.
Well, they didn't really realise it was a scandal back then.
Well, all right. If the Tory government was secure,
okay, yeah, fair point.
I don't think anything would happen.
Yeah,
there may be an investigation or something, but I don't think there'd be much movement at all.
My party's leader's taken a bit of flack for his his role.
He was involved, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, he reckons that he was lied to by the.
What was he? Was he at the post office?
I can't remember.
He was a postman, wasn't he?
No, I don't think he was a postman. I think if he was a postman, they wouldn't be giving him shit for it because it's not a, it's not like he specifically, any post individual, is not at fault for what's happened here.
Mm.
And well, as a lowly postman or woman,
post person, yeah. My uncle's a postman.
Well, it's his fault. To hell with what I just said. I'm talking shit.
Well, Keir Starmer, I think he, to an extent, wasn't he? Refused to prosecute something like that. He always refused.
I don't know. He was important in prosecution at the time, but then again, what does that really mean?
It is a huge scandal, and it's one of those rare occasions when something is being done and quickly.
Yeah, even though it could have been done and quickly a fucking long time ago. All of a sudden, they're doing it nice.
It wouldn't have benefited the government, would it?
Well, I mean, it would have done, really, wouldn't it? It would have still benefited them. They just don't. They're too fucking thick to grasp at what benefits the nation is what beneficial to them. And although one could argue that this doesn't really benefit the nation, it does indicate and perhaps give some people a bit of faith in the justice system, which is something that you kind of need if you want to believe in a nation's ability to exist properly and fairly.
There is no justice system.
Oh, you sound a lot like Terry Pratchett now.
Yeah, so that's probably been the biggest news story. I think that woman should lose her CBE.
Well, she's handing it back apparently. There's no discussion needed at this stage because she reckons she's going to give it back. Which means no inquiry needed about it, no anything. It's happening.
Yeah, she's handing it back. I suppose it's an attempt to flag off her. But
She never got it in the first place.
no, it's they ruin these people's lives.
Yep.
And
What, the Tories have ruined people's lives? I don't believe
the post office people. I mean, she was shortlisted to be Bishop of London.
So I heard. Yeah, she's an ordained minister or something, isn't she?
What?
She's not
Oh
an
yeah,
ordained minister, I think.
I mean, it's horrible, and
That's why you can't trust the church.
An awfully long time.
There's a forklift in here. Fucking forklifts. Bane of my life today.
Oh, look at it go.
Can I yank it down to earth? That's going to ruin someone's day. Probably mine. Hooray. So I'm dismantling. Feel free to pick another topic.
Okay. Let's see what I got.
Do you have many today, or
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left?
6? You only managed one less than me this week.
All right. Well, I'll do all of mine for your video, and you can do all of yours for.
Well, that's assuming that yours aren't all mine, or at least that I should think I've got at least one that isn't. Probably two.
Did you see that crazy lady that did the TikTok about Quality Street rappers?
Yes, I saw someone taking a piss out of it. That's how I saw it.
Yes.
You know, he was Munya Chara, or whatever his name was. He was on Taskmaster. It's him who I saw. Munya Chara.
Probably butchering that, but I think I know who you mean. He's got a beard, doesn't he?
He's a black man.
Okay. I'm going to look him up.
There's not.
I know his face.
There's not very many black people that I've seen on Taskmaster. To be fair, it seems like a thing that they're failing with a bit of their diversity.
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah, I know who he is. I liked him.
Yeah, it was alright. It was a bit daft.
Actually, I want to talk about Taskmaster.
What was it? Back in Kenya, or wherever it was he was talking about.
Zimbabwe.
But Zimbabwe, that's it.
He had like 6 gardeners or something.
I knew it was one of his African countries. Was in Africa.
Yes, for those of you that don't know, there was a TikTok of a lady around Christmas time, possibly on Christmas Day itself, sort of a middle-aged, mid-50s, something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that middle-aged. I'd call that
impassioned. Yeah, she was having an impassioned rant against the new Quality Street rappers. And Quality Street rappers used to be like a foily, not foily, like a translucent.
It was plastic, at least.
Yeah, plasticky type of wrapping, and now they've moved to paper for environmental and PR reasons, marketing reasons.
Yeah.
And this lady went on a real rant about how they'd ruined Christmas and how they didn't look nice anymore. And I just thought, Jesus fucking Christ. It's. I mean, I didn't even think it was a joke. I think she was genuinely irate about it, and I just thought.
Well, she's at that age where she thinks people give a fuck what she thinks.
This is what is wrong with the world. This is what is wrong with the world. It's people like that.
Isn't that a line that she says? This is what's wrong with the world. Because if so, the irony is off the charts.
I wonder how many times a day she complains about wokeness.
Well,
I probably thinks everything is woke.
I complain about wokeness. I'm tired all the fucking time, Ben. I don't want to be awoke. I want to be asleep.
Well,
but yeah, I can't help it. I can't help being woke, Ben.
It has been complained about, mocked, ridiculed widely, as well it should be.
Oh fuck! What have I done?
Person with no real problems, real concept of the world, just some whining old cunt.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I understand why you have, but we shouldn't necessarily call her that.
Well,
she's not Anne Widdecombe.
Probably need much the same as she does.
Tory tits.
So, yeah. Should I do my Taskmaster topic before I forget I thought of it?
Yeah, is that to do with the New Year's episode by any chance?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, because I watched the New Year's episode. Have you
Do you
seen
want
it?
to talk about that for a little bit? Yeah, I did, yeah.
Well, if you want to talk about it, you can. Do you want to go on to yours first before you forget?
No, I will remember.
Okay.
Did you like the New Year's episode?
Yeah, it was alright. I don't really...
Yeah.
I feel like I wish there had been more of it.
I would love to go on Taskmaster.
Yeah, I'd like to, but I feel like I'd make a big fool of myself.
But that's half the fun, isn't it?
Oh, I'd want to win.
Yeah, I think I'd try. The thing is, I'm very competitive at things I feel like I have a chance of winning. If I don't think I have a chance of winning, I don't give a shit. But I think I could do all right on Taskmaster.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people do.
I could do all right. I'm sure of it, because some of it's outside the box thinking, isn't it? And
Yeah, lateral thinking.
a lot of it's outside the box thinking. Oh fuck! What's happened?
Yeah, my what have you done?
Something wasn't detached. Oh, it's that bit. No, no! Don't drag me in there! No! I'm getting dragged in, Ben.
Oh, what happens if you get dragged in?
I don't know, but it's not good.
You're glitching.
I was a bit.
You're getting dragged into the waste thing where you put all the waste stuff.
Not all the waste stuff. I was getting dragged into a processor.
Alright.
Right, I've managed to save myself. Okay, no, that was scary. I did have to abandon some glass, though. Right, yank that down. Oh, fucking hell.
Yes, I'm on the Taskmaster subreddit.
Right now? Or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay.
And
It could have been either.
I saw a post about Taskmaster crushes.
Okay.
You know, people have a lot of weird ones. And I thought, that's interesting. So I might as well ask you, who's your Taskmaster crush? I don't really have one. Okay.
No, I mean, I did for a little while.
Morgana.
I don't know who that is. Morgana Richardson. Actually, yeah, a little bit. For a while. And then...
It scares me. I think I like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I felt about it. And then, was it Bridget Christie?
Yes.
She was like the weird, kind of cute weird. I thought.
Yeah.
And then the woman that was in Ghosts. She did it, didn't she?
Oh, Charlotte Ritchie. Yes.
Yeah, I quite like her as well. I can't think who else is on it, but I've been on it, but I... Oh, and of course the ultimate, the one that we have to include, Greg Davies.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
You can't leave out the task. He could master my tasks.
You could batter my cake any day of the week. That's a callback.
To a conversation that we had. No one else knows what you're talking about. Everyone thinks you're a gay baker now.
Circle back to the cake battering in
No, Ben's just a gay baker. You can forget everything else about it.
I like that Sarah Kendall.
I can't remember who that is.
She's the Australian.
Oh yeah, the ginger Australian.
She's serious and focused, and she looks like she gets stuff done.
That actually, it's funny you mention that because there's something I nearly mentioned last week and I decided against it, and you've sort of led me to it.
Okay.
I discovered on Reddit.
I'll stick a pin in cake battering for a moment.
I discovered on Reddit Gone Wild audio.
Oh, Nelly.
Do you know what Gone Wild audio is?
I can work it out.
Go on, have a guess.
It's sex noises.
It's more than that. It's basically erotica where you're the listener and someone is saying the stuff. So it's like dirty talk, but you're just listening to it, effectively.
Right.
And there's this Australian bird who does some of this.
Any of you?
How did you know? They won the war, goddammit. Respect them. No, she does this this sort of, what's the word? I think the word the official word for it is Yandara. I don't know how familiar you are with it, and I've probably butchered the spelling, but it's sort of
I've heard of it.
It's sort of like obsessive, beyond reasonable, sort of partner noises. So like stalker girlfriend sort of stuff. Turns out whether it's just them or whether there's something seriously wrong with me, probably the latter. I actually quite like it.
I think you're just very needy.
I'm not that needy.
I think you just like the idea of someone who's obsessed with you because you know they'll never leave.
Well, what, have I got a history of people leaving me, Ben?
No.
Yes, I
Well,
do. I fucking do. Apart from the one person that I got engaged to, deciding that A, the relationship wasn't working out, to be fair, it wasn't. And B, they would rather go across the country and marry someone else.
Well, yeah, but she wasn't well in the head, was she?
Well, no, but at what point did she stop being well in the head? Was it when she said yes?
I don't think she's ever stopped being well in the head. What? What was the question?
Oh, I see how it is.
Oh, you confused me with your words.
Yeah, they're not your strong point either, are they?
Rephrase
what
the
point?
sentence.
At what point do we think she lost it?
I don't think she ever had it.
Okay, so what you're saying is that she was crazy when she agreed to marry me.
I just think she was a little.
You're saying that she was crazy when she agreed to marry me.
She went through a lot. She went through a lot.
Who hasn't been through a lot?
You know, she didn't handle it particularly well.
Who hasn't been through
a lot going on there? Not every decision she made was based on, trauma.
Christ, I'm starting to feel like it's starting to sound like you've been talking to her.
Hmm?
It's starting to sound like you've been talking to her.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, I don't know. It sounds mighty suspicious.
Well, I think a few of those decisions were based on trauma.
What, me? Is that what you're suggesting? Are you suggesting that
No.
I was a decision based on trauma? Because you may well be right.
I don't think so. Not entirely.
No, I'm a delight. There's nothing traumatic about me.
Really?
Not about me. I've had trauma, but I'm not a trauma-inducing or remembering individual.
Well, yes. Where was I?
I don't know. Cake battering?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'd best explain that. Well,
No, just accept that you're a gay baker. It's fine. Everyone knows now.
Well, no, I'm
nice. I'm pleased that you came out at long last. It was hard keeping it a secret.
I have a new video coming out on my other channel in a week, or on Monday, and I was watching clips for it and getting them off various sources, and I noticed a high rating comment. I don't even think it was high rating. I just think it was like one of 5 comments, and it referenced a character having changed ever since now that she's, quote, getting her cake battered by another character. And I thought, what an evocative metaphor. Only an Englishman would come up with that.
Even, fun fact, it's actually a Scottish phrase.
Batter everything like
that.
Getting her cake battered. Isn't the English language a wonderful thing?
Oh, I've been fond of the English language for a long time. Don't have to sell me on it.
But yeah, I don't think you should linger on your
I don't.
unwell former partner.
I honestly don't.
No, I don't know. I have my suspicions.
About me?
Yeah.
No, all is well.
I don't know. But
nothing
yes.
to know.
It won't last.
They never last, do they?
Was I going to say something else Taskmaster related?
I don't know. There's a new one coming out soon, isn't there? Champion of Champions.
Yeah, I hope they do. I hope that they run for 25 seasons and do a champion, the final champion of champions of champions.
Yeah, I mean that would be kind of cool.
Where it's the five winners, and then we finally figure out who is the best at Taskmaster.
I'll tell you who it won't be. Who? Either one of us.
No. I think that might be something I would do if I got a shit ton of money. I would hire... I don't think you could do it legally, but I would get Greg and Alex to do a Taskmaster series for me and my 2 friends and 3 homeless people.
You wouldn't need 3 homeless people, you'd need 2 homeless people, because that's how numbers work.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'd be doing it too.
Did you want to watch? Fine, but I don't want to be lumbered in with some homeless people if you're going to be watching.
Go on, Jordan, balance the items on the jelly. I want to watch. I like it when it wobbles. And when the jelly wobbles too.
It's almost hypnotic. Oh, sorry. Have you
Yes.
suddenly got weirded out by the words that you
No,
were
I'm
saying?
not weirded out. I'm not weirded out at all.
You should be. It's fucking weird.
Yes. So that was the yes.
Okay.
Like another.
Well, if you got one.
I should have paced myself a bit.
Oh no, I accidentally broke a thing. Well, I mean, we're probably about halfway through this video.
All right, fuck it. I'll give you another. Matt Pat.
Matt Pat.
You know Matt Pat?
No, I don't think I do.
Game Theory.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
He's retired from YouTube.
I had heard that this was the case.
He has sold his channel apparently, and he's retiring.
So right for some.
There was another big English YouTuber I don't watch, but who occasionally pops up in my on my feed. He's also retiring. I think we're getting to that stage where some of the old guard are giving it up.
Well, with all this new blood getting involved.
I think it's more TikTok heavy now. I don't know. Yes. Did you ever watch Game Theory or Film Theory or Food Theory or TV Theory or any of the others?
Nope. No, I didn't.
Okay.
Never really appealed to me.
Well, I did, and there was some degree of controversy around it because
it's on the internet.
Well, at a certain point, it just sort of became Five Nights at Freddy's series, which a lot of people didn't like. Back when Five Nights at Freddy's was at its height of its popularity.
Oh, that's now, isn't it? Now that Matthew Lillard's been in a film.
But there was also criticism of the fact that a lot of his theories didn't seem especially well worked out. And I can't remember the example, but I watched one of his videos. I realised he was wrong about or had missed something quite obvious that changed everything and sort of removed the issue that he had cited as a part of his theory.
Oh well.
You know,
you can't trust someone who can't even do the basic research like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's a big ask. If you got this channel and you've got to pump out video, fairly regularly, you've got to think of something. So what do? You cut corners.
Yeah,
Something I try not to do, but
I don't cut corners.
I don't cut corners. But you always worry about it. You always worry about whether you've missed something. Do your best. That's all you really can do. But, yeah, I told you I monetized my channel, didn't I?
Yeah, and how you had earned 3 pence since you'd done it.
Au contraire.
Oh, is it less?
Yes.
How did I know that was what the situation?
People have inexplicably asked for refunds, even though they're not paying. 35 pence now.
Oh, you're really racking it up.
No, I stand corrected. 44 pence.
Oh, it really is stacking up.
Bear in mind, I've only been able to monetize one of these videos.
Yeah.
That's the most popular one, but it came out a while ago, so I think I sort of missed the rush until poor old Julie Goodyear dies.
Well, fingers crossed it'll be soon.
For
your sake, not because I wanted to die.
I've monetized the next one.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see how that goes. We'll have to see.
I wish for best for you.
Thank you. It would help. Just, I'm good with money, and I intend to be... Well, I don't go out. I don't buy drinks. I don't have an outdoor social life. Thank you.
Life at all.
I'm not...
Friends. Reason to live.
I have friends.
You say yes to friends, you don't question reason to live.
I've got a reason to live.
Oh, you took your time questioning it.
Beat you to death.
Oh, well, good luck. All I need is a fucking pillow and I can ruin you.
Batter your cake.
Oh, that sounds really whiskey.
What?
I'm joking about the idea of whisking. Because that's how you...
Oh, right. Okay, I thought it was just your list.
No, there's no need to be mean.
You just said I had no life or friends.
No, I was clearly joking about...
Oh, were you?
Yes,
Maybe I was clearly joking.
You weren't clearly joking. You will always bring up my lisp. Always, because you're a twat.
I'm sorry.
You're worse than the Quality Street woman.
How dare you?
Oh, I stand by it. I
Well,
stand
look,
by it, you prick.
I can save money fairly well. I'm not a particularly needy person. I make stuff last.
Oh, you are very needy.
Well, all right, emotionally, yeah, but not necessarily materially. Anyway,
Carry on.
there's like another topic then.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about money
Oh no.
and
Well,
monetization.
well, I'm hopeful that once I get a few videos that are monetized and I'm on a roll, it sort of as I grow. I mean, I'm only gonna get more subscribers. It's only gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, you hope.
Certainly
Should only get bigger.
I make a decent little amount. That'll top me up a bit. That'll be nice.
Make sure you declare it on your taxes.
Yeah.
Apparently they're keeping an eye on such things.
Yeah, I need to look into that. I mean, I don't anticipate I'll be over the threshold a lot, or at any point. But I'm bringing in like £6 a month out of Patreon. Yeah.
Oh well, that is definitely worth taxing.
I think it needs to be over 100.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I have
Anyway.
YouTube news for you.
Oh really?
Yes, I fucking hate it
Why?
because every time I try and get something sorted, like I'm having to rework how I'm going to do my videos because clearly using clips is just not a viable option for me.
Why not?
Because so many of them are copyrighted to the point of being blocked that I can't use them.
Say blocked.
Like blocked as in they will not let me have the video. They will not let people see the video. Kind of blocked, which is not sustainable.
What are you looking at?
Formula One stuff.
And that's blocked by country.
Globally blocked by the Formula One management group. They are not letting people use footage.
Okay.
So I'm having to rework what I'm going to do.
How are you getting your footage? What is the exact process you're using?
Well, I was getting it by screen grabbing it whilst I was watching it on Now TV. But it's not them. It's not specifically Now Sky or Now TV that are causing the problem. It is Formula One itself.
Right.
It is the Formula One management group that are claiming the copyright.
Yeah, I had that issue when I made my Noel Gordon video. I wanted to make use Nolly clips, and I thought, I know, I'll record Nolly on ITV Player, and I'll clip bits out of that.
Yeah.
Because I sat there and watched the whole thing, 3 fucking parts. Well, I don't think I did actually. I think I tested it because I had a feeling it wouldn't let me. And of course, it was just a black screen. I could hear stuff, but it was just a black screen. And,
well, the recording's working fine for me. The actual process of recording it, it's just I can't then put it in a video. So, like, there's no point.
What happens if you do?
Well, what happens is it either stops the video from, like, I'll schedule it, and then I'll be like, oh no, it's blocked because of copyright.
How long are your clips?
Well, some of them are somewhat lengthy, but I've only got the video. I haven't got the sound.
Well, that helps, but I mean,
and I did flip a few of them and change the view so it was zoomed in on section and all that kind of crap.
I mean, I've learned a little bit,
and it didn't help.
Yeah.
It took me 6 attempts to get my Mercedes video up. The Aston Martin video, which was the first one where I had any issues, the Aston Martin video today, having uploaded it a week ago, now has been blocked because it's got the copyright issue. It's not viable for me to be working in this particular way, so I'm going to have a rethink. I think I already know what I'm going to do, but it's just going to take a bit of time to...
Well,
yeah, I think I'm going to do races and record it and talk over it. Which I was sort of going to do, but...
I know a little bit about fair use or fair dealing. Fair dealing is slightly different, but I'm not entirely sure how. The trick is to... What you're doing is you're establishing a case for yourself in a court of law. So you want to be able to say to them, if they do say this is infringing on our copyright, you say, well, it's no substitute for the original. I'm not taking anything away, and I am. It's for the purposes of commentary. You know, I am adding something to this. I have used your stuff to make something new, which I believe I have.
Yeah, I mean,
Editing might be a bit stricter, I think. I don't know. It's
like I
hard
say,
to say.
I'm having a rethink because I don't want to get to a point where I've made all the stuff and then 2 weeks down the line something gets fucking taken off, and then I've got 9 teams instead of 10 or whatever, or God forbid they all end up getting it done, and then I've wasted all the time. So whereas I know game footage is fine, I know the game footage is okay because you get streamers, right? They fucking.
It depends. I mean, it really depends.
Well, you can specifically remove copyrighted music.
Yeah, I mean.
So I know the game itself is fine.
The trick is to use, if you're doing video clips, try to use as few with sound on as possible. I mean, I
had cut the sound completely.
Well, yeah, I have to illustrate points. But if you keep them under, I think it's what I heard was under 10 seconds for videos and under 5 for music.
Yeah, I mean that ain't gonna be workable for me.
Well, it's what it is for me, but very different for you, isn't it?
Well, the whole point is like if I'm having a clip of, if I'm talking about a racing driver and I want a clip, I probably want to show them doing some racing, right? And the trouble is, most racing situations, the ones worth seeing, they're played out over a lap or two, which is we're talking like 3 minutes.
That's way too long.
Yeah, well, like I say, so the Red Bull one so far has been fine, and I definitely have. Like it's acknowledging copyrighted clips, but they are available to be used. It's the current stance, and that was what it said for the Aston Martin one. But no, like I said, I'm gonna rework it. It'll be fine. I'll get sorted.
Well,
it pissed me off because I was having a shit day anyway, and then I got the email through. It's like fuck's sake, come on.
And your videos are going up in early February, aren't they?
Well, the plan is for the first one to be scheduled. Well, the first one is scheduled, but I need to reword it now because I need to redo it. So 31st of January is the current planned date. Because there's a whole lot of stuff going. The racing stuff starts really at the end of February, and I wanted a bit of time to.
Well, I just hope the BBC don't sort of kick off, because I know there's a lot of Doctor Who YouTubers who have issues with monetizing their videos, and the BBC comes after them. I'm hopeful that I've sort of done enough and been sensible with it. You know, if they do have issues, I'm happy to edit it, or if they push it, I can demonetize it, which would be a shame. It's very interesting to me looking on YouTube. There's hardly any full EastEnders videos that have been uploaded, but you can get like entire months worth of Coronation Street episodes. Like there are multiple channels I have seen that will just go through and be like Coronation Street March 2003 episodes. It's like 6 hours.
Christ.
And you'll find like multiple, like entire years of episodes.
Well, it's a bit annoying, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've finished taking it apart.
Okay. How long have we been going?
About 40 minutes.
Should we make a start on another?
I'm conscious of the time.
Okay. Do you want to move on to my thing?
I think so.
Well, all right then. I guess we're picking this up with some of my stuff. So thank you very much for joining us. I enjoyed this.
Well, I'm happy to carry on. I'll just zoom it around if you want to carry on this particular part of the conversation. I'm just making you aware that we don't need to move on to another conversation.
Well, I mean, we'd sort of finished all the YouTube stuff, haven't we?
I thought so, but it sounded like you just then sounded like you had more you wanted to say.
No, I mean I've got more topics, but yeah, let's end it here and we'll do.
Alright, let's see how bad a job I did. A very bad job. I destroyed 7.7% of it because I accidentally set fire to a fuel tank. It's a bit annoying. Specifically that one. Boom. But you know, I did a good job overall. $9.6 million. It's not too shabby. I only missed 18K's worth of stuff. Don't know where it is. Can't be care. So yes, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking at me, Ben.
That's okay. Thank you for
Providing a visual backdrop.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Whatever it is you do.
Fuck knows.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. I do a lot, Ben.